can start?
Yeah.
October the 1st,
If you want, you can talk in Yiddish too.
No.
Shall I be more comfortable?
No. October the 1st, 1939, when Hitler attacked Poland. 3 days later, he was in Poland already. After he was coming to Poland, the town where I was living, the Wisnowa, every Jew had to go out in the houses and clean the trucks and clean the cars and do all the dirty work. After we clean the cars and the trucks, we have to start to clean the houses, all the houses every day. Couple months we clean out every house, we finish with the houses. December the 15th, in the morning, 5 o'clock, he give us a half-hour time to leave the town. Everybody, I took one child, my wife took another child. In a half hour, we have to be in the streets, out. We left everything in the rooms. He give us a place where all the people, all the Jewish people have to come together. And over there, they took ladies separate, men separate, and they look in the pocket and they took away every penny, was everybody got it. Then we start to march. We marched the whole day to 12 o'clock in the night, and then they let us go. We was going the whole night. We will come a little town, we asked over there, we asked by Tomasho, over there, we will stay a couple nights, and then I took my wife and the 2 children, and we went to Tarnów. We went to Tarnów. I was a couple days over there. The SS took me to work. I work every day from the morning in the night. After we're working so hard over there, they sent us to concentration camp to Pusko by Dębice. In Pusko by Dębice, when I was coming over there, we worked every morning. We cut trees. From the morning till the night. We cut trees. Not everybody could cut the trees. Some people couldn't stand it. Every morning we were going out, 40, 50 people to work. We come home, 30 people working. People who couldn't work, they shoot it by the work. After we come home, they give us over there not too much, 1 slice of bread and a little bit soup. And this was the whole eat food for the whole day. In the morning, we get up 4 o'clock. They give us 1 quart coffee, black coffee. We drink the coffee. At 5 o'clock, we start to march to work. We work to 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, they give us a little potato soup. Without potatoes, without nothing, without fat, and we work to 6 o'clock in the night. 6 o'clock we come home, they give us a slice of bread and black coffee, and with this year we went to sleep. We worked over there a couple of years. After a couple of years, when the Russians attacked Poland, then we start to march. We marched a couple of weeks. It was snowing, it was freezing. Then they took us to the train. They put 120 people to the train, and they bring us to Auschwitz. In Auschwitz, the train was going in to the gas chamber. Then we was lucky when an Unterscharführer von Pusko was going with us, and he don't let us give us gas. He said when we were working over there a couple of years, we could wake us, and we're not supposed to be for gas. After he decided not to give us in the guest chamber. He would give us over there in the room. We were sleeping 3 days on a bed, and just in a piece in a bed with no mattress, no nothing, just in a piece of on a wood. 10, 12 people in one bed. When you get up in the morning, you couldn't find my shoe or his shoe. Every day we took out somebody else's shoe. After 3 days, being in Auschwitz, he took us to Gleiwitz. In Gleiwitz, we worked over there. After to be in Gleiwitz was 3 concentration camps. First we was coming in the 3rd concentration camp. After be 3 days, he took me away in the concentration camp 4. When I was coming in over there, was 400 Russian over there. We worked together with the Russian. Then they took the Russian away and they brought 400 Jews from Lodz. Then we worked every day. We had to get out and build over there. And we built our airport. After we built an airport, we was working for months, for 9 months. After this, they took us away January, then in 1945, we start to march again. We marched, it was frozen, it was snowing, it was raining, it was freezing. And the most nights we were sleeping outside. And after we get up in the morning, the shoe was frozen, everything, we start to work again. We walked 2 weeks to Gross Rosen. When we was coming into Gross Rosen, over there was terrible. 12 o'clock we had to get up and go and bring lunch. Not supper, no lunch, we didn't eat the whole day. Some people they took people to go to bring the little bit soup. Some people couldn't carry the soup, and they want to hold it by the fence, and the fence was electric, and they got stuck. They got killed right away. After we over there 2 weeks in Gross Rosen, they took us away to Flossenburg. In Flossenburg was terrible. Every day, dead people was laid on in the toilet. When we was going out in the toilet, you have to step on the dead people and make like this here. Just a few people left over. From Flossenburg, we walk. They took us away, and they took us away in the train, and we come over to Poking, Niederbayern. Poking by Passau. Over there we was going every day, 4 o'clock, the same thing, we walking to we built an airport. People couldn't walk. Every day we walk over there, we walk away from 400 people every day, we bring home 20, 30 people less. They couldn't walk, they sat down, the SS was going from the back, and they shoot. We was working to May the 1st. May the 1st, the American people freed us. From the whole 400 people, we was the leftover just maybe about 50, 60 people. In the 50, 60 people, everybody was got 70, 80 pounds. They was sick. Some people died after the American people. They couldn't eat. When they eat something, they died. After the American people was coming in, the most people took us in the hospital. We was laid down in the hospital. We feel that in the hospital is no good. We're going down every day. I run away and I run out to a farmer. I was a couple weeks for a farmer. I started to feel a little bit better. I was going in to a town Poking. in that town talking. I walked in over there and I was talking to the mayor from the town and I asked him I need a room where to sleep and where to be. Over there, little by little, the American people help us, the Jewish community help us, and little by little we come over the whole thing. When I would tell you the whole story, but what I was suffer, I would like to sit here 3 days and 3 nights, and still I wouldn't have, I couldn't tell everything what I was going on. That's all was it.
I want you to sit and talk for 3 days and tell what's going on.
No, I wasn't going to sit. I'm going to tell you.
That's what this is for. I want to know the specialties.
In Pushko, when I was in concentration camp.
Tell me what happened from the beginning when you arrived at the camp. Which camp?
When I arrived to Pushko.
This is the first camp you were at?
Yeah. Then in Pushko, then every day we have an appeal. One time we were standing on that appeal. After we start the counting, we were standing around in the SS to bring it out a girl. A girl was she brought a piece of bread for her sister, for her brother. When the SS catch her to bring that piece of bread, he cut the hair off from her and they beat her up. It was not to recognize the she have a face. After we come home from work, they bring her up on a pill, and then they bring her up and they call out the brother to her, and the girl and the brother have to live with the sister. He couldn't live with her. He took a stick and he put it in, and it's so long that she died. This wasn't possible.
What do you mean they made an appeal after death?
They make not an appeal, an appel. They come to people.
Okay.
They come to people.
Okay.
They come to people.
Yeah.
And so in First Grove, when we was going to work every day, we was going by 20 people by a group, and we had the SS took us to work. The people that couldn't work, some people asked the SS whether they can go out and make. The people was going out and they was making, after they were sitting over there, they shoot and they kill them. And then they give a report as the people run away.
When did you, this is the first camp Pushko that you were in?
Pushko, yeah.
What do you remember the day, the year, the month?
Yeah.
When you get there?
I was coming into Pushko December the 20, 1940. This was the first concentration camp in Pushko. Over there was a terrible concentration camp. He brought everyday people from all the way around, from all the towns.
How did you get there?
How
did you get to Pushko?
From Tamil.
How?
But they took us by bus.
By bus?
By trucks. By trucks. They brought every day, they catch people in the street, and they bring it in over there in a concentration camp. They brought people from Dembitzer, from Yaroslav, from Reichel, from all over. Every day they bring new people. You couldn't live with that kind of food what they give us, and we would have to work so hard, it couldn't impossible to live. When 100 people left over 2 or 3 people. Let me see about this. Stop here and let me see about this over here. Yeah? 1939, when I left Vishnavagura, when I left over there, I left 3 brothers and 4 sisters. We was in the home. It was 4 brothers and 4 sisters. My older brother got 7 children. My sister got 3 children. My older brother for me got 2 children. I got 2 children. My other sister got 2 children. And another sister got 1 child. And 1 sister and a brother was not married. And the whole family didn't left over no more, just me. Not 1 cousin. My father got brothers, my father got sisters. He have children. Not from the whole family, maybe 200 people, didn't left over nobody, just myself. I was lucky when I was a tailor in any place when I was coming to concentration camp. It took me some time for a couple of days to work. In little by little, when here I work here a little bit, over there a little bit. This was my luck. I left over after the war.
How old were you when you went to Moscow? This is the first concentration camp. How old were you?
I was
About.
35 years.
When you went to Moscow, you were not the wife, not the family, nobody, just you went? Or
Just myself.
what happened to the family?
When I went to Fusco in December the 20th, 1940, and I was working over there, and I was a very good worker.
What kind of work?
I was working in a cartridge. I was a very good worker, and September the 12th, 1942, they let me go home for 2 days. This was just the same week we have the high holiday, New Year. I went home, was Monday, and Saturday we got New Year. When I went over there, and when I come home to my wife's home, she started to cry. She said, this Thursday is going to be an O-sealing. An O-sealing means you're going to send away people with a train, a couple thousand people. Where you're going to send them, nobody knows. This was Monday. Tuesday night, I'm supposed to go back to Fusco. Tuesday night, the SS was coming and they wanted to pick me up. Then, Tuesday night, when the SS wanted to take me out, they couldn't take me out. The ghetto was already surrendered from SS, and they don't let out nobody, and they don't let in nobody.
This is what town? This is
Fusco. No, this was in Tarno. In Tarno. I went off to Tarno to my wife. Wednesday, I was running around the whole day to get some protection to get back to Fusco, while I didn't belong to that Aussiedlung, what the German called this, Aussiedlung. The Aussiedlung means send away with the train thousands of people. I couldn't get no help. Thursday morning at 5 o'clock, everybody have to get out from the house. And over there, an empty place, a big lot. And over there was concentrate only Jewish people. I told my wife not to go away. For my house was 2 little rooms was living with my wife with 2 children, my sister-in-law with 2 children, my mother-in-law with a daughter, another 2 women. Everybody left. The only thing I told my wife to stay here, let her wait. By 10 o'clock, an assessment was coming from Pusco, and he wanted to pick me up, take me away. The SS didn't let him take away from me. He told him to go to the Gestapo and bring a paper that he can let me out to Pusco Bay. He left. At 11 o'clock, the SS was coming, and he tell everybody what he got a paper that he allowed to stay in the house. They have to go out in the backyard, and they have to show the paper that he isn't allowed to stay here. He walk over to my wife, and then I walk over and I told him that I work in Pusco 2 years, and I come here with some special to bring something to Pusco. So I don't belong here, and I belong to Pusco. You don't want to listen to me, and they loaded the guns, and they told me to march. They left my wife and the children over there in Tarnow. Now they took me away, and they took me to that same lot where all the Jewish buildings, all the Jewish people, fathers and mothers and children was laid down on that lot, and they was crying. It was terrible. One person was laid down and the other one on the bed. When they took me over there, they bring me over to Untersturmführer. That means a general. And I walk over to the general and I told him, das Obersturmführer Bittermann sent me over from Pusco here to bring him something, and I don't belong to here. He took a strap and hit me on the head and said, for one lousy Jew, he's going to have 1,000. And I have to go and lay down on somebody else's bed. I was laid down to 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, we start the march to the train. We was marching to the train. I run away. I run from one line to the other line, and I was looking for my family. They took away my family from over there. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law. I couldn't find nobody. It was thousands of people. He took us to the train. It was a train with the cows, the kettles in that train. You put in 110 people in a train, and we was over there in that train, and they closed out the doors, they closed out the windows. We don't get no food, we don't have a chance to get out. Everything what we have to make in the train. The train started to go 10 o'clock in the night, then they brought over from Sands another 3 trains, and you put it together, and the train started to go over there in the same, maybe I was working, the same line where I was working over there in Pusco. When I was coming before them bitches, and I was thinking to myself, there's no chances that I be alive here in the train. I didn't took no food, no clothes, and I decided to jump. There was a little window on the top, and I told the people, and I'm going to jump, I'm not going to stay, I'm not going to go with you. I was going up to the window, I stick out my legs, I don't know, God helped me, He put me over there, something that there was an iron board, and I was going on that board, and from this, I was walking over to the door. But the door was a one piece of wood, and I stepped on that piece of wood, and I said to the people, maybe somebody want to run away. I opened the door, but the door was not locked with a lock, it was a piece of wire. No, and everybody started to holler, they're going to kill us. And this was in the middle of the train. We don't have no light. So long as the people said start to holler, then I jumped. The train started to go off in the beginning. I jumped down, and I was late on a couple minutes, and I saw from a mile, 2 miles away, some a little light. It was already about 1 o'clock, and I walked over to the farmer. I told him a story was not true, that I was working here. You left me here, this says, and please let me stay here overnight. When I slept overnight over there, in the morning, I told him I'm going to give him 100 zlotys to take me to Dębice to a bakery. In Dębice, it was a bakery where the SS, over there, they have the bread over there. Every day they was coming and they take the bread out for the SS. When the farmer took me over there, in every minute he knows that I got 500 zlotys, and every minute he showed me, here you see somebody killed another Jewish, he lay down here, the Gestapo is coming. I give him the whole 500 zlotys, and he took me to the bakery. When he took me to the bakery, I know already that I'm going to live, that I've been free. Why? Then I call up the SS in that same concentration camp. Then he couldn't understand how I live. He was thinking already that I don't live no more. They took me right to the gas chamber. Then an assessment sent a car for me, and they bring me in, and they bring me over there in the concentration camp in Pusko. The place where I was working, it was called Truppenwirtschaftslager in German, Truppenwirtschaftslager. They give out food for 40,000, 50,000 soldiers. When I was coming over there, and the place, this was by the garage, all the soldiers was coming and they asked me, what's happened, how I come here. One soldier said, you're not allowed to keep me, I'm not allowed to be here. When everybody left, I started to cry to the general, and I told him that I left my wife and the children, maybe he can help with something. He sent in an Unterscharfier David to Tarnow. He sent him in. When he come over there, my wife was no more in the house. Friday morning was again an Aussiedlung. That means he sent away people to the gas chamber. My wife saw it because I didn't come home, and the SS took me away. She don't want to be no more in the house. And she met my wife with the 2 children, walked together with the older people in the train in the center of the gas chamber.
What kind of concentration camp was Pusko? They didn't have gas chambers in Pusko?
In Pusko, no. The Pusko was a concentration camp. When somebody died, they put him on fire.
Crematory.
Crematory.
They had gas chambers too, then?
No, not in Pusko. Not just crematory.
What happened when you went to Pusko? How did they? What happened when you got to Pusko? You know what it meant. You know what you were going to do, or you thought it was gas chambers, or what did you think?
No, the Pusko was not the concentration camp where I was before.
Yeah, when you first got there, as soon as you came to Pusko, did they separate you from other people? Did they say you go here, you're young, you go here, you're too old?
No. Over there, everybody was working together. Over there was no separation. In Auschwitz, when the people was coming into Auschwitz, over there they separated. Ladies separate, children separate. Then then when somebody they didn't like it, somebody was not so good, they put a separate. You see that he couldn't work. He sent them right away to the gas chamber. People, strong people with disease, people when they can work, he separated separate. It was sent right and left, right and left. Left was to the gas chamber, and right was for working.
Where was Puskov, the camp?
But
In the city, in the farm?
No. Puska was was a place what was the tree, all the trees.
The forest.
The forest. And we cut off the tree and we built houses. We built houses, barracks.
So you, in other words, you built the camp?
Yeah.
What kind of guards did they have? The people, the soldiers that were watching?
The soldiers. We have, in the beginning, we have German assessment. Later on, they took away the assessment and we got from Romania. From Italy, we got assessed. He was not so bent like the German assess.
You mentioned for Interchauffeur. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you mentioned Interchauffeur Bitterman?
No, Obersturmführer Bitterman.
Who was this?
He was the general from the whole camp.
What kind of person was he?
A German.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was a cop, same like everybody.
And Unterchauffeur David?
David.
Yeah.
The Unterchauffeur David was a plain soldier. The only thing he was driving a truck.
Do you remember anything about them?
Yeah, he was driving a truck. I cleaned for him and I washed for him and I pressed for him sometime. And for that reason, I know the people. I know there was the whole thing was about 20-25 soldiers over there in that place where I was working the last time.
When?
In the Puska.
Not in the whole camp.
No. What do you mean the whole camp?
25 soldiers just for your group?
Yeah, for my group, for the group. But this was a group.
How many soldiers in the whole camp?
This was a group for Pflegenslager. That means they give out food for the soldiers. 50,000 soldiers. Over there was they have a big building with food, with water, and with sugar, and with all the different kind of food. Then they have big basements with potatoes. Then they have hay for the horses. This was a big place for the people was working over there. They have to bring when the train was coming in one train was coming in with sugar, one train was coming in with water, one train was coming in with mineral water. We have to take this out from the train and bring it into the place where they have to be overnight.
They let you go home for 2 days.
Yeah.
This is a normal thing, and lots of people do this, or?
No, I was a special.
Why?
Well, I was a good worker.
Well, they were good to you? They let you go home for 2 days?
Yeah. I was a good worker. Then when it comes before the winter time, and then the farmers bring potatoes, we have to take the potatoes and put them in and make them that they're not freezing in the winter time. I know that work. And they give it to me 10, 20 people, Jewish people, and I show them how to do it. We took the potatoes, we put in, then we put a little bit straw, we cover them up, and after the straw we have to put a ground on this here. After again the straw, And again, you have to put a ground. And I know the word, for that reason I was a good word, for that reason you let me go home. After 2 years, for 2 days.
How many people were in the whole camp? You know, prisoners?
400. My group was 400.
In the whole camp? In
The
all
whole camp was a couple thousand.
Just
all the
Jews?
Time. All the time.
Just Jews?
Yeah, just Jews.
Jews from all ages? Men,
all ages.
Men and women?
No women.
No women?
No women. This was, in the beginning, he didn't took no woman. The woman they started to take after 1942.
After 1942, women started coming to Pusko.
Coming into concentration camp.
To Pusko.
To Pusko didn't come women. But to Pusko just to send in men. To Auschwitz was coming women.
When you were in yes.
I never was together with women. I never, for 6 years I never see a woman.
You went to Auschwitz after Russia attacked Poland, yeah? Russia attacked Poland.
No, then I did. When Russia attacked Poland, I didn't went to Auschwitz. I went to Tarnów.
Yeah.
In the Tarnów, I was over there by a year. I was working by the SS from January the 10th to December the 20th by the SS in Tarnów. This was not a concentration camp. I could go home every day.
From Pusko, they let you...
No, not from Pusko. This was in Tarnów.
No, Pusko you were in...
When they took me
yeah.
December the 20th,
to Pusko.
1940, to Pusko.
Yeah, you were there for...
I was there over there for 1942, and then they let me go home for 2 days.
Yeah, and then what?
After the 2 days, I told already what's happened in 2 days.
Then you came back to Pusko.
I come back to Pusko, and I started to work again.
And how long?
Till 1944, July the 12th, when the Russians started to attack the German in Poland. When the Russians started to come in, closer to our concentration camp, he took all the people, and we were on the train, and we was going to Auschwitz.
Yeah, so what happened when in 1944 you were going to Auschwitz?
Auschwitz.
Yeah, so what happened when you got to Auschwitz?
When you got to Auschwitz, and I told you that then the one sent us into the gas chamber. Then the Unterscharführer from Pusko, he don't let us.
Which Unterscharführer was this?
Then this I don't remember his name. He was with us in the concentration camp in Pusko. He don't let us send into the gas chamber. While we was good worker, we worked already 4 years over there.
So you only stayed in Auschwitz a couple days?
In Auschwitz I was 3 days. In Auschwitz, they sent us to Gleiwitz.
What was that? That was another camp?
Another camp.
What kind of camp was that?
We built different kind of airports. We built over there for a train to make to walk after a train over there. You have to bring sand and everything. You have to bring it over there.
You believe that you only had Jews also, or you had other people?
When I was coming to Gleiwitz, there was 400 Russians in that camp.
Right.
There was one Russian ran away. He ran away from there, and then he took all the 400 Russian prisoners and they sent them away to Auschwitz. And they brought 400 Jews from Lodz. When we bring from Lodz, they bring boys from 12 years, 18 years, 14 years, 50 years, 55 years old, 40 years, 30 years, different kind of ages. Father and children, we go to the concentration camp.
When you were in Gleiwitz or in Koskov, you ever try to get out?
No, I never started.
Was anybody in the camp that made a plan?
No, in our place was nobody on the way.
Was there
When I was working to those Rosen,
when was this?
this was in 1945.
Yeah.
In 1945, we worked 2 weeks. And we stopped one time. We was in a big house in a house, but they bring it in the summertime. The summertime they bring it in from the corn, the rides, over there. I was talking to a friend, and I told him the best thing would be to stay to hide in a place here. When according to my mind, in a couple of days the Russians gonna come here. The boy said no, and I was afraid that he's gonna tell the German, and I didn't run away, and I was going with them to Wrocław.
This happened while you were marching?
We're marching to Wrocław.
The Jews that were in the camps with you, they were all from the same place, you said? Or
No, it was
all different?
all a different town. It was from Tarnów, it was from Reisha, it was from Jasło, it was from Dębice.
Only Poland? Only Poland or different countries?
No, Poland.
Only Poland?
Only Poland.
All the people, they got along? All the Jews?
Yeah. Nobody was fighting, nobody was doing. We couldn't fight, we didn't have the strength to fight one with the other one. Everybody...
What about at Gleiwitz with the 400 Russians? You worked with them?
No, I don't work too long with them, a couple of days.
Yeah, while you were working with them,
When I went to Gleiwitz, I didn't go out working with them. I was working tailoring, fixing for them, the clothes. I was standing in the barrack.
Did you ever get sick in the camp that you had to go to the...
No, the last time, 1945, in May, this was in March, April, I became sick. When he sent me to Poking, we come to Poking, he was coming in an open train. It was raining, it was snowing, it was freezing. Just to give us just a little piece of bread for 4 days. He was very hungry. After when we come over there, so Poking, they took us in a big room. And outside was laid down the vegetable. Did you see this kind of cabbage? It was laid down on the garbage. And I run over and I catch a couple pieces and I eat. And I become in the nighttime diary. I couldn't go out. Outside was no toilet, and then outside was not allowed to go out. He slept 400 people on the floor in a big room. In the whole night, I was laid down and I made everything in the tent in this year. This was the terrible thing in my life. In the morning, I didn't have nothing to just wear a pajama. in the morning, and the people was howling. It was terrible. The smell was terrible. And I was laid down the whole day, and in the morning I told him I can't go to work, do anything what you want with me. I can't work, I will cut diarrhea. And so I was laid down a couple of days in a room, and they bring in something to eat. I couldn't eat. I took the piece of bread and I put it away on the side, made me feel better. The next to me was laid down a boy from France. He was about 19 years old. And the second day he died. And every day they bring him in food. And I said the boy is sleeping. And I took the food and I hide it. That's when I feel better. I'm going to have something to eat. But 3 days I took the food from him and I hide over there. And he was laid under me. He died already a couple of days. Then when I feel better, I was going out. I started to eat a little bit. And he took me out to work.
Did he give you medicine or anything like that?
No medicine. No medicine. The whole medicine was that I didn't need nothing. And this little by little helped me to stop the diarrhea.
When you were in the camps, did you have a friend, somebody that was always there?
He was all a friend. He was
maybe one person in particular.
Yeah. He was we got friends. I got a new guy, the two brothers, Mr. Mandel, and Dave Mandel. He lives in Border Park now. Then when the war was finished, we was become friends, and then we was going all the time together.
You're Hungarian?
Yeah.
So you had
David Mandel. He was after later on in Auschwitz, in Postkoven, people from Poland was from all over.
Yeah, so I want to know.
The Czechoslovakia.
If you had maybe one person that was a good friend.
Yeah.
Not just everybody was friendly.
No.
One person.
One person, yeah. I got the good friend. He lives in Border Park. Dave Mandel. Dave Mandel, he was with two brothers in concentration camp. One brother, after the American people was coming in, he started to eat. And he couldn't eat, he not supposed to eat, he started to eat, and after 2 weeks later he died. And another brother, he was here in the United States.
Was there any, were you able to be religious to be in camp?
Couldn't be no religious. We don't have no religious. We live like animals. When we was in 14, we was together. When we was coming, we was together with prisoners from Russia. And the Russian prisoners was so hungry like we. When he lived over there, he walked over to a dead man, and they cut over a piece of bed, and they took 2 bricks, and they make a little fire, and they make a steak. When a person, he died, they cut off a piece of bread, and they make a steak from this, and they eat like this.
Did you ever have hope that people from the outside are going to come and save you?
No. No. We just hope that the war is going to come to an end and we're going to be free. Nobody could help us. The only thing will help are the American soldiers was coming in. The January, February, April, May, April the 28th, he was going to work, and at 12 o'clock, he said he was going home. He said the war is the end. This was Saturday. Sunday we didn't go out to work. this half a day. Monday we was going out to work at 12 o'clock. Saturday they said the war is finished. Sunday, Monday we have to go again work. They said no, it's not finished. We worked a half a day. They took us home and they said the war is finished. The SS run away. And we left over there in the camps alone. And a couple of days later, we started to come in, American soldiers, American with food and with everything, with doctors, and just trying to really help us.
You mentioned a couple British up here and other people by name. Do you remember anybody by name that you could say he did something and he killed somebody, he murdered somebody?
Yeah,
In particular.
in Liveage was he took two people, Jewish people. I went to South here.
Remember which?
And I forgot the name already. He took two Jewish people to carry on the closet. And one Jew, he couldn't carry it. He left it. He left it in the closet. He walked over to him. He started to hit him so long that he died. This was in the middle, in the yard. Everybody saw it. He hit him so long that he died. This wasn't like this. Another Jew, he told him to go over there, a little bit away from the concentration camp. And then he took his gun and he killed him. Then he gave make a report that he want to run out. He want to run away.
To what? Is there any one thing, in special thing, that you attribute your survival to? The reason how come you stayed alive?
In Liveage, every couple of weeks when the Jewish, the 400 Jewish people was coming in from work, there was coming in boys from 12, 13 years, 14 years, 15 years. And when they come home from work, they were so hungry. And I was over there, I was working the whole day inside in the barrack. I didn't go out to work. I was a tailor. Then I took a whole bowl with soup and I put it in my room. And when the children was coming home, I told them to go into my room and I started giving a little bit soup to everybody. They were so hungry that they want to kill me. I couldn't give them so fast like they wanted. Then every day I just told everyone, not more, everyone. He was finished, I sent them out and I told, send in another one, not more. And this was going on for a couple months. Every day I prepare some food for him.
Germans had to do this?
What?
Germans had to do
He didn't know.
Oh.
He didn't know. Nobody knows.
Is there any one thing, one reason why you moved that you think?
I think is when I was living, when I was going home to Tano, when I was in my house, some people, when they have a husband in concentration camp or a brother, they come into my house and they ask my wife, it's possible to talk to me. He was thinking, because I've been, who knows what I've been. And I took packages from them and I brought them to the concentration camp. I'm not supposed to do this. I was trying the best. When they walked outside, nobody see it. I threw them over a package with the name with everything. I help the hundreds of people. I help them every day. Bread and medicine.
So So you're saying the reason that you lived was because you helped?
I help people. The most people I help.
Yeah, but how come you, I'm trying to find out if you think there's a reason for you living, for you being able to survive.
I didn't live just my
luck, or you had faith.
And that faith, I got faith as I'm gonna live every day. I got faith as I'm gonna live. One time we walk out from Gross Rosen. From Gross Rosen, we walked out 2,000 people. We walking with dogs, with SS. We walking the whole day. Some people couldn't walk no more. You have a piece of bread, and you was sit down in the side. You walk out from the line, and you was sit down in the side. And you couldn't walk no more. You start to eat like this here, and the SS was going from the back, and you shoot him here, the neck here, right away to kill him. A couple minutes later, another one. And after them was coming a big truck from the back, and the people, what they killed, they threw them on the front. The Jewish people have to take him, they took out 2 Jews, and have to take the Jew, what they killed him, and threw him on the front. After that, we walked the whole day. In the night time, the SS, he couldn't walk, he was not allowed to walk with us. He took us in a place. That place was enough room for 500 people. And we was going in 2,000 people, 1,000 people downstairs and 1,000 people upstairs. It was impossible to live. Over there we was Russian people, and French people, and Polish people, and Jewish people, all kind of religious people. And they started to take away every piece of bread. They want to come to me. They want to take away my bread. I don't let them. Some people they kill right away when they know them. Some people they got knife. When we walk out in the morning, was hundreds of people was laid down and killed. Not the SS killing, the one killed the other. But if you want to take them away the bread. Just don't talk.